The other day, I was reminded of how playfulness can be a quick method of getting into the present moment. And it is something that I think I have taken for granted because when I am with my friends, I allow myself to be playful, to joke around, to sing, to dance. I allow myself that space. Creativity is another really big one, right? And I mean creativity for the joy of creativity, not for creativity for creating something for someone else or creating something to sell. Literally allowing ourselves to create, to paint, to do whatever it is, right? I had this experience just yesterday going out for a walk, and I started seeing things in a completely different state of being. And I was watching and observing around me as I went for my walk, and I slowed my pace down, and I saw 5 squirrels on the same property. And I had to pause because I was like, wow, and it's a small front yard, small property. And I'm like, wow, there's so many squirrels on that same yard. And we here in North America right now, we have all the leaves that have come off of the trees that are on the ground because we're in autumn, approaching our winter season. And so I'm seeing the squirrel, and it's got the one squirrel that was closest to me had all these leaves in its mouth, and it kept picking up leaves and putting them in its mouth, and it had all these leaves building up and up. And I was like, oh my God, I don't think I've ever stopped and witnessed this before. And then I'm like, what is it going to do next? And so here's me in my childlike wonder, in awe of what is happening around me. Moments later, the squirrel runs up the tree and then whoop, goes right into a hole, and basically creating its home and preparing for winter. And so it brought me such joy to stop, to slow down. You know that saying, stop and smell the roses? Like, this is what that's about. When children are in their younger ages where they're not yet conditioned to be a certain way, to act a certain way, and they are running free and playing and exploring. This is that nature of playfulness that I'm talking about right now. And you can see a child when they're excited, and everything that comes into their field is something new, and their eyes light up, right? So when we allow ourselves the space to be playful, we can quickly shift into that present moment state. And as I've said before, the present moment is where we can create anything. And it's not that when we're in that childlike state, we're going to stop and be like, oh, I'm in the moment. What do I want to create? Let me put my intentions out there. That's not what I mean. The more that we live in that present moment state, the more we are open and expansive to opportunities coming into our world that are aligned and meant for us. And so simply being playful is a very easy way to get there. And it's not really getting anywhere. It's simply being. That's all it is simply being. Presence is being. It's a state of being. That's why we are called human beings, right? To cultivate that state, to be here and now, and from this state of being, all else comes forward. And so if you can sing, if you can dance, and I don't mean if you can, we all can. I mean, create space. If you can create that space, it will shift and change your energy so quickly to that present moment state. Now, I used to be someone who, I love singing, and singing in front of other people. I was not really so good with that. I had this deep desire that I wanted to sing in front of people. I truly did. Yet there was a lot of old trauma and baggage that came with that from both this lifetime and many past lifetimes, as being hung is a memory I have for gifts that I was sharing, for speaking truth, for sharing healing techniques, for helping others. So it was something that, lessened the more that I did it. And that's always the invitation, is to keep doing it. Feel the fear and do it anyways. Feel the fear and do it anyways. And so maybe you sing in your house, you play music really loud and you just start belting out, or you dance around your home. Maybe this is how you start to bring that in. Maybe you go for a walk in nature and start to really observe what is happening around you in that state of joy. It really truly does create joy, and it creates bliss to be in that state. And it's interesting because I truly feel like until the other day, I actually heard it in a course that I was taking about playfulness. And it reminded me of how, when I had this time that I spent at Osho Meditation Resort, which was many years ago, many moons ago, it felt like this utopian community because there were dance parties every single day. Every day, I believe it was at 11 a.m. in Buddha Grove, there was an outside dance party. You could go, you didn't have to go. You could really do whatever you wanted there. And there was a different DJ each day. And you just go and you dance. And we danced all the time there. When we went into meditations, the warm-up before getting into a meditation would be dancing. We would shake, we would dance, we would laugh. There were so many ways of moving the energy and bringing us into that state of celebration. And I can say that this is something that we truly need on the planet right now. Yes, we can approach present moment awareness from that state of meditation, from cultivating that daily practice, from retraining the body mind so that when we step into our day-to-day life and we're at work, or we're with our kids, or with our families, or with our communities, that we are more present and we are more receptive and more aware. And if we can simply create space at least once a week to have fun, to celebrate in some way, ideally with someone else, because this also creates that union between two people, and having that connection really helps to light us up too, and lighten us up at the same time. So I feel that I'm going to leave this here for now. There's so much more to say about this topic too. There really is. I'm going to add one more thing in, because in the past, in my life, it was really about working really hard all week and then letting loose on the weekends. And even working hard in a day and then letting loose that evening. And for me, it was called partying in the form of drugs and alcohol. It was called partying, which it's such a funny term, because to me, that's not a party at all. Nowadays, I'm about 6.5 years sober here. That's not a party at all. And when I was at Osho's, I was still living in both of those worlds. I'd be sober and then I'd relapse, and then sober and relapse. So there was that whole kind of push-pull, teeter-totter lifestyle that I was still living. So I wasn't fully in that state, yet I was still able to fully celebrate. So when it was time for meditation, I was there, I was meditating. It was amazing to have that contrast experience that, wow, I really don't need to drink to have fun. I really don't need to do drugs to have fun. And it took me a lot longer than that time at Osho's to recognize that and realize that and have that embodied experience. And now I can say I have more fun in my life than I've ever had in all the years that I partied. Honestly, what opens up from that space is pure bliss. It truly is. It's a journey and it's worth it. So I know this has kind of taken a little bit of a twist and turn in my talk. So I went from talking about present moment awareness, playfulness, childlike nature, connecting in with that inner child that is in awe and feeling joy, and also to recognize of the habits, if they are there, that partying equals fun, partying equals celebrating. I am going to keep going in this direction just momentarily. So I went to a birthday party today. It was my aunt's 70th birthday. And my cat is saying hello. This is my aunt's 70th birthday. And I had so much fun connecting with my family. I haven't seen them in a little while, and I had so much fun. And back in the day, I couldn't allow myself that. And it was interesting. I had to do a lot of shadow work to get to this point. Yet we're in such an accelerated and expanded space of consciousness right now, where everyone is waking up and evolving at such a rapid pace, and the energy and the light codes coming onto the planet are fully supporting us to really wash that old energy out and come into that pureness of being. And we are fully supported to do that. We truly are. And yes, if you don't feel supported, you may require to ask for outside help, outside support. And it is so worth it. It truly is. When you can start seeing life through the eyes of a child and feeling that childlike wonder and awe, the innocence and the purity within, removing all of the responsibility, the weighted, heavy responsibility that's serious, that we have been trained into as adults, and allow yourself at least, like I said, one day a week, one event a week, get together with somebody once a week and have fun, laugh, play, sing, dance, go out, do something that brings you joy. And you will be able to experience and witness how quickly you come into that present moment state. Because when we are present, there are no worries. We are simply here and now. And everything is possible from this space of this now moment. Well, thank you so much for sharing this space with me and being present here today. I'm sending you so much love, so many blessings, and remember to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. This will help this video to get out to more people. And I will be back very soon with more.